Oh, hello again. As you can see, we've got another two helmets that I just want to show. This is the first one. I've already taken it apart just to take a look at it. This is going to be restored. Well, hopefully just the post-war paint removed, because you can see there's still some factory Blaugrau. I've also still kept the pins in order, so I can put them back just where they were. This is a 66 M35, which is already pretty nice. You know, these don't come cheap anymore these days. And it may even have a decal. Yeah, it's hard to make out anything there, but I'm a little bit hopeful that there could be one. I initially thought this was here, but now that I've seen the paint here, this is certainly Luftwaffe. It's got a name right there, Rohr or something like that. You can see the marking right here. So the silver paint and the black paint is both from a fire department, though it is pretty old. And no one has messed with it yet, so hopefully we can get this stripped down to what we want to see. The lot number isn't that visible because it's scraped over. You can see the one there in the middle of the screen right now, a little bit. And it also has this liner. It's a 1940 Schubert liner in alright condition. It's not great, but it's got a name, which is nice, and the drawstring is still in full length. You can see it's cracked in some areas, so I'll definitely need to be careful with... What are you doing here? You're on part of the helmet. Goodbye. Good riddance. So yeah, I hope I can get this back to factory condition, which would be very nice. Well, the factory paint layer, not condition. It's also got these 1940 dated split pins, which are pretty neat. I wonder if some of these even are made out of brass, because they, well, maybe they all are. I'll have to hold a magnet to them, because they do feel a little heavier than the steel ones. Alright, a little change of location later. I'm going to start with looking if I can, well, just see what kind of thinner I will need for this paint. I hope it comes off easy, that would be so good. But I'm gonna start with the split pins, and let's see. Well, this brush isn't great, but it's gonna be a start. I guess for this first I will leave off the gloves and just do one pin at a time and just see how the paint handles. So right here I have some nitro thinner, and let's just give it a little dunk in the the thinner, and see if anything at all comes off. Maybe. Isn't doing much yet. That's why I usually don't film these parts, but I thought this might be interesting. Oh, it is coming off now. Let's just hope there is any paint beneath this. There are some specks, you can see right here, some specks of Blaugrau, but sadly not much. I should be able to save what little there is. Just gotta proceed with caution. Yeah, this was just heavily used. That's why you don't have much paint on this one. Yeah. There's still a little bit of black paint there. And yeah, I'm happy with that. You can see right here, that's how it looks. Let's get this back to where it used to be. I don't have any paint on the pin itself. There we go. Next one. But that's a relief. It does seem to come off sort of easily. Just give it a few seconds in there and wipe it off. Oh yeah, now it's coming off nicely. Yeah, this one has a little bit more paint on it. Not much, but a little. A little bit of black right there. It's off now. Yeah, a little bit of Luftwaffe paint. Not much by any stretch of the imagination. And the final one. You can see completely covered with black paint now. But I mean, on these early pins, the factory paint rarely stayed on well, so I'm not too surprised it looks like this. That should do. Yep, definitely does. This one has by far the most paint still on it. Which is nice. If I'm gonna be able to save the decal, this is the side that will be presented the most. Yeah, that one's actually kind of decent. Very nice. Is there any... Not sure if this has any Rautan in it. It might just be smooth paint. But it's also good to see that it does come off with nitro thinner. Okay, split pins, done. Let's put these aside. Guess I'm gonna continue with the liner now. See if I have a paintbrush here somewhere that is a little smaller. I guess this will do. And we'll just see if the silver paint also comes off, or if that is going to pose. No, it's coming off just fine. You can see right here. That is very good. That means I'm gonna be able to have this liner look perfect in, well, I wouldn't say a short period of time. It's still gonna involve a lot. Yeah, you can see it. I just wanted to check. Wipe off the excess. Yeah, you can see a little area that I still need to get to. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now moving on to this area. I will do the same for the leather, but I'm gonna turn off the camera now because this is just more of the same. You can see with some pressure this paint does come off. It doesn't really want to, but it's going to. And we're going to have this liner back in nice shape. I mean, it's not a perfect liner by any means. It is worn, it is cracked, but it is original to this helmet, so that's what I will put back into it, especially because it's named. Yeah, this might just be dirt. There's still some more in this chin strap there. I guess I'll just dunk it in there, like so. Wait for it to do its thing. Sometimes you have paints that kind of crack off, but this does not seem to be doing that when you don't put any thinners on it, that is. So I'm just going to resort to this. It's a bit tedious, but this way I have more control over where the thinner goes, because I don't want to discolor the leather. It won't really do much, but still. the more we can avoid, the better. I'm an archaeologist after all, and our credo is to always do the least invasive method that is doable. So that is what I will do right here as well. Yeah, it comes off easier from the leather, it seems. That is very good. Then dry it off. Rinse and repeat, pretty much. Still a small area right here with silver paint, but come on, not anymore. A few specks of silver paint, I don't care, but obviously the areas where you can see it is just where they went over it with the brush, like right here. That's gotta come off. It's always important to not get ahead of yourself and really take your time with these kinds of restorations, because you can very quickly ruin everything, like we saw with that M35. That someone just tried to scrape off the paint and probably in the middle of it realized, oh no, there's original reissue paint and I've just ruined it all. So this is just a normal kind of brush that I've just cut down, so it's a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, very nice. It is getting there. There is some on the outside here as well. Anyway, I'll get this liner done and then we'll come back to you when we start with the shell. Ooh, come on, don't fall over. Here we are. The liner is now free of paint. Very nice. I mean, luckily there wasn't that much on it. I missed a small spot there, so it's not quite free of paint yet. But it will be in a few seconds. Yeah, there we go. Now that is also off. The leather is also free of this paint now. Luckily they didn't paint the inside black, otherwise we'd also have that there. But yeah, just a very worn liner. But still very presentable. It's still complete, nothing is broken, which is very nice. It's still all there, just shouldn't manipulate it too much, especially around these tongues. But that's kind of 2/3 of the helmet done. Now to the main third, I guess, which is obviously the shell itself. And I think I'm actually going to just continue the way we did before and just slowly brush some thinner on there and just see what lies beneath, if anything comes off even. You're seeing it, that is good. It is coming off. It just took some persuasion. I think I'm going to continue with this brush now. It looks very ugly, I know, but for this kind of paint removal it's pretty good. Just gotta see if there is anything becoming visible yet, or if the paint layer is still too thick. Looks like it's still too thick to see anything. Oh, we are coming through now. Very nice. There is Luftwaffe paint. Oh, we knew that, but it's good to see it. And who knows, maybe we'll even have a decal, though I'm guessing it would be very worn, because this helmet seems to have been through a lot. Right, let's see what this is going to reveal. If anything. Oh, there is something. It's just pretty dark. Let's take this instead. Yeah, my hand right onto the paint. It's got some rust there, but I mean, it was already rusty then because it was beneath the black, which is interesting. It looks like the original paint is holding up well. That is very good to see, because sometimes it does come off with the post-war paint, and obviously that would not be nice to see. Yeah, this will take a bit of washing. It looks like there is some very light texture in this paint, which is very interesting. So yeah, now I'll just have to slowly wash this off, and then wash it off again with a new batch of thinner, and then we will hopefully have a good look at what actually is visible. But that means this helmet was issued as an M40, as I was expecting, since it's got all 1940 components. So I'm not expecting there to be a decal on this side. Let's just check. Unless we ruined something. No, there is nothing there. Good. But we might have a Luftwaffe decal, who knows. Get this all softened, and then we can wipe it off. But it's good to see that this paint comes off as easily as it does. That makes me hopeful that we can actually save this helmet in good shape. I want to get the thinner into the air vent if possible. Some is going to end up in there, it's unavoidable, but obviously we want to try and keep as much of the patina as is. I kind of feel like Bob Ross right now, but kind of helmet Bob Ross. Let's just give it a nice little rub. Right, let's see, I'm gonna put on these gloves now, and I'm gonna try and get off as much of this dissolved paint as we can. Come on, stop moving about. Yeah, not much of the black has seeped through. That is good to see. Yeah, it's very dark right now, but it will lighten up. And I'm seeing a lot of nice Luftwaffe paint. That's great. This helmet was really cheap, by the way. I have been very lucky with this. Pretty much just the chin strap is worth more than what I paid for this helmet, because it is a 1939 chin strap and it's not shortened. And you know how chin straps go. It's absolutely insane. Just very gently move from area to area. We don't want to overdo this because there might be a decal. We don't want to ruin our chances immediately at saving it. We can still ruin it plenty in a bit. Because if we are lucky, it isn't even denazified, which would be very nice. It would be the first complete Luftwaffe decal that I've actually owned. Yes, I know it might be surprising to hear with the amount of helmets that I have had so far. but I've never really gotten a Luftwaffe helmet. At least one with a decal on it. I do have that M40 that I made a video about the beginning of this year, I think. That came from Bavaria. But that had the decal obviously scraped off. Maybe during the war, maybe early post-war. It's very worn on the top right here. Not that much paint. Right there are some very big chips in this paint. But again, seeing a lot of Luftwaffe Blaugrau appearing. Just need to get over this with a few steps and well, a few small steps. I am actually going to replace this thinner now. It's too dark. I want some fresh. You can see here it's just a normal nitro universal thinner, which you can buy at a hardware store. I bought this on eBay though, because it's cheaper, a lot cheaper actually. I would definitely recommend you do that as well if you have a helmet that you want to restore and want to get thinner for it. Just buy a bulk on eBay. It costs surprisingly little more than 1 liter at a hardware store, even though this is 5 liters. It's weird, but that's how it is. So don't get fooled by those stores. Oh yeah, very nice. We are getting there now. It doesn't look like it has been sanded either, which is great. Okay. I think I'm going to put some thinner into a towel and just wipe it off like that to just see what we are working with regarding the color. There we go. Seeing kind of different shades, but looking fairly uniform. And I'm not seeing any traces of it having been sanded. Yeah, this is looking good so far. Just very heavily used. Yeah, a few more passes of thinner and we'll have a nice Luftwaffe helmet. Right, I'm gonna continue with this area now. Work my way closer to the decal, which will be the part I'm not really looking forward to, but also kind of looking forward to, because it will be nice to see it revealed. But it will also be hard to get it liberated, so to say. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna wipe this off right away, because I don't want it to immediately start reacting with the decal. If it is there. Just want to get the paint around it off first. Right now this paint looks very bright, or kind of dusty, I guess. But once you wipe over it afterwards, once it's all clean, it will look very nice. It shouldn't even touch the patina on it. It's okay if it's on there for a few seconds. It doesn't matter. Just don't want it to be on the decal area for too long. But I mean, we've got to get the area around it free of this black paint first. Which is working very nicely. It's got some kind of wax dripped on there that I'll have to remove, but it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, now I think I'm going to proceed just with this towel or this rag and just work my way around the decal first. To eliminate any possibility of stuff spilling onto it. But we are approaching it now. There might be a decal, but it might also be painted over. Looks kind of weird. There's definitely something. Indeed, there is something. We need a softer brush. But we can do this like this. See if this works. It's kind of hard. Maybe we can get it back to being a little softer. We know where the decal starts now, so we can work our way around it ever so gently. Like so. Looks like they kind of messed up the swastika when they were applying it. Interesting. Okay, now I kind of want to get the paint above it off, around the air vent, especially there because it's kind of an annoying area to really get the paint off of. Yes, we are kind of making streaks on the helmet right now, but that should be easy enough to wipe off. Yeah, we are getting there, very slowly. I am going to pause this now, so I can really concentrate on it, and I will get back to you when I know if there's any good decal there. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, after a lot of work, this is what we've got. Unfortunately, there really wasn't much of a decal there. You can still see here's the original surface of the decal with the details still visible, but yeah, it was very worn. It is how it is. I tried to make the most of it, but it's not great. But yeah, let's see now about the inside first, and then I will clean up the outside more. You can see I've done a little bit here. This is what we will be left with, which looks very nice. So yeah, it will definitely be a very decorative helmet once we are done. I've also tried some turpentine oil here. It kind of adds some of the paint, but not much. I've also scraped off the thicker parts of this wax. I'll have to see if I can remove more of it. Otherwise it will just stay on there. It's part of the history, so whatever. So yeah, let's see how to best go about this. I guess to reduce the amount of spillage that we do have, I will put on some gloves and we'll use a rag and just wipe off the paint very carefully, because the inside paint can be weaker than the paint on the outside, so it can come off, which is obviously not something that we want. Let's see, it is dissolving. For the smaller areas we'll be using a brush, but just for wiping off the flat spots, so to say, I will just be using this rag. It's, oh boy, shaking around a lot. But it looks like the factory paint is staying on very good. Just get the majority off first. I can use this to wipe it off, and you can see what we are getting ourselves into, which is looking pretty good. It's not ruining the patina. The paint is also still staying on well. Not seeing any bare metal yet. Yeah, this little rack is not great. It's shaking around a bunch. Trying to not block your view, which is hard to do. But we are making some very good progress, which is nice. Right. I'm gonna keep on going now. Yeah, we are definitely making some very good progress. I'm extremely relieved that this paint does come off as easy as it does. I've had old silver and old black paint that really just did not want to come off no matter what you did. But this is not like that. just takes a while to dissolve, but once it does, it leaves a nice surface. We're also getting close to the marking, which will be interesting to see what it is. I think it's a Quist, but I'm not sure. I could just see the 66, but by the font it didn't look like a Quist. Yeah, it's looking like a Q. We're almost done with the first pass, which is good. Very good, I should say. Haven't run into any issues yet. Let's see. Show me your marking. These silver specks will be a bit annoying to completely remove because they are very fine and will be visible if you don't remove all of them. Even if it's just a small amount that is still there. Very good. And the last, well, I guess quarter of the helmet for the first pass. Very good. Don't see any names in here, sadly. But I mean, it's already named twice. It's got a name there and in the liner. So can't ask for much more than that. Alright, the final stretch. After that I will take a new rag that does not have any paint on it and finish it off. Well, not quite finish it off, I should say, because I'll need to first, no, not first, but after the second passing, I will take a brush. That's what I wanted to say. To get into all the little crevices. But that is already looking very good. Gotta get through this number, or L now, because it is post-war, because it's black paint on top of this silver, so it needs to go. We want to do a proper job. That is. Gotta say, the inside of this is looking very nice now. Got a lot of paint runs right here. Nice little detail. Get a bit more thinner. And just slowly work away at this. I might actually take a screwdriver and help it along a little bit. Just so we can reduce the amount of exposure that this factory paint has to the thinner, because given enough time it will damage it, and that's the last good thing we would want. So I'm going to very carefully scrape this off so as to not scratch the original paint. That's pretty good. The rest is gonna be done with the thinner. Just these small little specks now. Nice, that's gone completely and left no trace. Okay, now it's time for the brush. Where'd I put the... I always place things where I can't find them again. It fell down, that's why. Just very little pressure, because anything can be too much for the original paint as well. Now wipe off. See how much is still there of this silver crap. Still a little bit. See, that's almost off now. Better and better. Come on. Because this is something that a lot of people, or people that restore these helmets, do not do, is really try to get it out of all the little areas. Because that's something that really annoys me when I do see it, when people just do not do this. Same goes for up here now. Come on, dissolve. It's not seeping out of the hole. Good. We got it now. Let's see. Not quite. Not quite yet. Same with this, but I think I'm gonna try with the screwdriver near these drips. Or on, I should say. Yes. Just gonna help it along. It's little things that make the big picture. Obviously it won't really be visible, but just so I can rest safely, I definitely want to do this. And I think I'm going to replace the thinner again, just so we've got a good fresh start without any annoying little silver specks in it. There we go. Still recording, very good. It would be very sad to lose all this, because obviously I can't redo this. go. Dry it off and leave it be. And now just work along the edge. Well, that's already looking good. It still needs a little bit more. Go. Very good, very good. But it's still got just the smallest area there. That still needs some work. Yep, that about does it for that area. God. Not the best stature. As long as this is going to take, but I mean, I'm nearing the end now. Sort of. But I mean, after this, it's just a quick wipe down on all surfaces, and we are officially done with the paint removal, which will be great. That's looking good. So we gotta get it off from there. And there. And the front is going to be kind of annoying. And gotta get the marking cleaned as well, of course, because paint obviously also accumulates in there. Yeah, it's a twist. Now I can see it clearly. But I mean, I knew that by how the font looked. Had to be, or had to have been. Yeah, this is the part with the most runs upwards, but should be more than doable. Gotta say, the inside paint on this one is holding up very well. I've had some ET M42s that really did not. The paint came off with the post-war paint pretty much in one, which was very sad because it was not savable. Actually ended up cancelling or stopping that restoration project and just selling the shell as it was, because I didn't want to be the one to completely ruin it. It's just not what I do. Because it did have a complete hair decal. It came from Denmark, I think. And aside from that, it was still very nice. But it was also painted silver. With kind of similar paint to this, but it did not come off as easy. I mean, this doesn't come off completely easy either, but it's very doable. It's just such a mixed bag with these post-war reused helmets. You never know what you're getting into. Alright, it's time for the final wiping off of stuff, I think. So, that's still recording. I will. Alright, now just the smallest amounts right here that need to go, and then we are done. And I think we will call this a success once we are there. Still just a little bit, because I really want all of it gone, because otherwise it's always going to bother me. I think that'll do for that area. Let's see about this. That's good. There's some small bits there still. The issue is when it's wet, it's not really visible. Always have to dry it off and check, and apply it again, dry it off, check, and so on and so forth. That's looking good. Just a little bit there though. Yep, that's it. We are done. Paint removed. Very, very nice for what we started with. Too bad about the decal, but that's just how it is. I think I'm going to give the outside another little wipe down, just to make it all kind of even, and the inside probably too, but with a different rag, just so we can remove all contamination, so to say. This should do. Also going to again get new thinner, just to eliminate all variables, and then we'll head back inside the workshop, because right now we're in the garage of the workshop. because it's aerated better. Don't want to be breathing in all of the fumes in a confined space, because it's not good for you. Final clean. Needs a little more. We want this all to be doused so we really get all the dirt off. Like so, because then it will leave a more even surface to work with. There we are. Same now for the outside. But I'm again going to use a different area of this rag. See how much dirt is still on there. I mean, you can still have some dirt. It's a military helmet after all, but we want to make it look uniform with its surface. Yeah, see how much is still on there. It's all gotta go. And gotta be careful around the decal, of course. Yep, that should do. See how it looks like it has a bit of an overpaint, but not really. I mean, there was nothing visible of it. Maybe it's just remnants of the black paint. But this looks to be like what we are left with. Now it's back to reassembly. Dunk the thinner. There we go. Right, okay, let's get this helmet back together. Gonna start with the back split pin, because that's the one that can't have any play. There we go. Obviously, have to pay attention so we don't mess up the orientation. Okay. Was this there? Was it like this or the other way? It's looking like it was maybe just that way. It's bent back into the shape it was before. Now the next one I think will be the left side. What I'm going to be calling the left side anyway. Right. You want them to get back into the bends they were before. You've always got to work them back and forth. So you really kind of walk it back to where it used to be. Just like that. Looks like it has never been out. Obviously I don't want to entice scamming people. And I will always sell this as a helmet that has been apart. But I mean, it's supposed to look the way it would have. So I think this must be upper part. Come on. You want to get back in here? I know you do. This side is always a bit annoying because one of the leaf springs kind of gets in your way. But it could be worse. A lot worse. There we go. It's reassembled. Now it just needs its chin strap back. And the leather is a bit crumbly. Now just a little wipe down to even out the surface. And that's gonna be it for this one. We can't really make out all of the lot number, sadly. But still crumbling about a bit. Yeah. Probably going to use maybe some oils or something to get the surface a little darker, but then again it doesn't really need it. And obviously this just cleaned off a little bit from where we wiped it with the thinner, maybe with some water, just so it gets this kind of color. Yeah, that's it. Turned out very nice, I do have to say. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this bit. I won't bore you with putting on the chin strap again. So yeah, take a look. This is what we have got now. Pretty interesting late M35 with 1940 components made to 1940 spec. And maybe you can even see this, I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm just gonna remove this out of the tripod so I can show you better. So you can also take a look at the split pins, their markings. There we go, IKA 40. And they're all matching, of course. There we go. And the final one. There you go. So yeah, another helmet saved from someone who would do a worse job, I would say. And I would say we can call this a success. I mean, it's still got these bits of wax on it, but I don't care. It's how it is, and you can't really remove that. Alright, I decided to make another little clip of this just to show you what it looks like now after I've applied some it's kind of preservative greases to this helmet, just so it has a more even color, because the thinners also dissolve all the fats that are in the paint from it being used. So yeah, that just kind of evens it out better. Maybe actually not in the direct sunlight. It seems like it's a little bit too bright. Yes, that's better. There we go. I do think it turned out very nice. Also reattached the chin strap, as you can see, and yeah, it's finished now. I will leave these small specks of this wax residue on there because it would be too much work to remove probably, and it would still leave a mark because it has been on there for probably 60-70 years, and it will have altered the color of the paint beneath anyway. So yeah, let's get a look at the remnants of the decal. It's still there-ish. Not great, but it's present, which is nice. And of course the inside, looking very nice now. Also the marking on the chin strap here, nice to see. These early chin straps are rare and not cheap, so it's nice that it came with it. And yeah, that's kind of it. Just take it in. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Well, actually, wait, let me show you the markings just so you can see them. There we go, there's the Q66. And the lot number is not that readable. It's 159, but there should be a 4th digit. Can't see it. Anyway, that's it. See you next time. Bye bye.